Welcome to Washed Up Podcast. You ain't what you used to be, but you in position to be who you destined to be. To get close and personal, thank you for blessing us with your time. To be tuned into our time, so we can be a constant beat in your mind. Washed Up.
So NFL draft happened this week. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of good things happened. The most talked about thing in the draft was the Shedeur slide. A lot of people, ESPN media, thought that Shedeur was going to be a top 5 pick. Turns out the NFL had other plans. A lot of people saying a lot of things, saying that it was maybe collusion of all the general managers because of the aura or the hype that comes with Shedeur, but also some people felt a little different, you know. But today we're gonna talk about it. Today we're gonna get into it. We want to know, what you guys think. I'll say this: did the Sanders family overplay their hand, or do you think the NFL said, "Hey, this ain't the route we going"? I know a lot of college kids got leverage. But if we open the door for one like this, we're gonna be in for a rude awakening in the future. Want to know what y'all think about it, man? Let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
So I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of both. The family riding the high horse, but I also feel like the NFL has also blackballed the young man because he was rated. You can't sit up here and tell me he's rated the number 2 quarterback coming out of college football, just for him to fall to the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. Saying that he's the number 2 quarterback, fellas, that's first round right there, off top. I think he hurt himself when he didn't perform at the combine. That's cockiness and all that. Like he maybe felt like his film was good enough to get him drafted into that first round, which in my opinion was, because he can toss that thing. He can let it go. He can let it go. And for me to sit here and see that they took a quarterback in the second round that's almost 30 years old over this young man, quarterback in the almost 30.
Yeah.
And to see him fall to the 5th, that doesn't look right in my eyes. All right. Now, I'm saying this right now. I really feel like he hurt himself when he went to the combine and did nothing. I don't care if you get out there and run the 40, get on the bench press, high jump, broad jump. You need to do something. But that's the cockiness part of it. Like he said, like I feel. He feels like his film did enough.
I don't know what a piggyback. I don't know if you weren't finished, but I know you. Man, I think the whole setup of whoever ranking these players caused that also. Because if you being considered the top 5, the top 2 picks, that plays a big role on the things that you're gonna be active in. Like if you're gonna participate in the combine, if you're gonna, it's gonna put you in a position that you're gonna make certain decisions on whether you're gonna run the 40 time, because those things can hurt you. So my thing is, I haven't seen since I've been watching football, whoever doing the rankings, I have never seen that the NFL also wasn't identical to these type of rankings that been placed out. So they have been saying that he was the number 2 quarterback coming out of college football. Now, if they disagree with that, the NFL scouts and whoever these people was meeting with should have said, hey, I know y'all saying, but we got this guy at the number 7 quarterback coming out of college. You know what I'm saying? Be transparent, because you want to be transparent with everything else about the interviews, the attitude, and this, that, and the third. So if you really felt that the talent was limited on him not being actually the top 2 quarterback, or either one, because it was flipping, it was either one or two, And the day before, I think they really went going personal about he was being arrogant and not interviewing, showing respect to the teams that he knew he wasn't going to be able to go to because they got a quarterback, which I'm sure everybody do. If you in a situation and you're not, you telling me, y'all telling me I'm the top two, you don't think you're going to be in the doggone draft that long for them to even be considered anyway.
Prime did it.
No, it's not even Prime. Those people ranked him the top two, and he
No,
fall in it too. Go
no,
ahead,
what I'm
go ahead.
saying, Prime did that when he came in the draft.
What's
That's what I'm
that?
saying. Prime did the same thing. Prime
About
interviewed
playing for Green Bay.
Prime. It was Tampa. Tampa tried to interview Prime, and I believe they asked him, "What pick y'all got?" He said 7. He said, "Man, I ain't talking to y'all, man. I ain't even gonna be there."
It wasn't Tampa. It was
It was Tampa.
another team because he said when he was being interviewed, they said was he satisfied with going to Atlanta? He said yeah, it was either going to be Atlanta or Tampa because that was the top 2 picks, and the team that you talking about was like at 6 or 7 was a different team, and he told them that like yeah, nah, you don't even worry about me because I'm gonna be gone by then or whatever. But what I want to say though is everything that y'all saying, I think all this stuff could be true. Period. So the things I wrote down, it's other QBs that done came and did the exact same thing that Shedeur did.
Eli.
Exact same. It's some that didn't throw at the combine. It's some that didn't run. It's some that didn't do all these things. It's some that's been arrogant. It's some that's been confident and all that stuff. Now here's my point. If you don't like the QB, cool. But just know you still got a job though. You still got to win. To me, I feel like it goes back to what Deion said a long time ago in an interview. He said, don't let my confidence offend your insecurities. And to see a black man be confident or a young black man come in confident, and they already see what Deion did in the NFL with his confidence and everything like that. But at the time, people loved it. He backed it up. And I think because he ain't in the NFL and he hasn't won a game yet, some of these owners, and let's just call it what it is, most white owners, they don't like that. And I'm gonna put it on a bigger picture. To me, I look at it as like he doesn't have that, oh, he doesn't have a father in his life or his mama a junkie, or he don't have that kind of story that they like to glorify when it come to our young black stars up and coming. He's a kid that's come from wealth. He's balling, and his daddy has put him in that position. Now, there's other black fathers that has done the exact same blueprint. The Ball brothers, LeBron with his son and stuff, far as getting putting their boys in, using what they got, their power, their status, their money, putting their kids in position to be successful. And it's becoming to be a common thing. And it's like, nah, you know what? We finna make him an example. Why? Why? My thing is, if you don't like the kid, cool. But why make it such a big deal? Because they made themselves such a big deal or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see why what's wrong with being confident or whatever. People can call it cocky, but it is what it is. There was an interview that I saw today where Tiger Woods, before he started winning, he was interviewed by this white interviewer who was very condescending to him or whatever. And the first question he asked was like, what you think you're gonna do in the Masters? And he said, well, I plan on winning or whatever. And he did a smirk. He was like, well, this is your first time. there's nothing wrong with second and third place. And so Tiger Woods smiled back and he was like, you see how you just look, Joe? He was like, well, why play the game for second and third? I'm playing because I want to win. So that's my expectations. Why should I lower my expectations or whatever? You know why. You know what I'm saying? And he said, well, it's a little cocky to me. But anyway, that wasn't cocky at all. That's like I'm confident in my skills and my abilities, and I'm gonna show y'all. And then he was like, "Oh, you gonna learn? I'm just playing, but whatever." Nah, some of these people, you still got some of these old things and old teachings, and what we saw witnessed with Shedeur was an old fashioned buck bucking. That's pretty. That's what I think it is. Now I
Get
know
in
people like
line.
black people always want to.
Get in line.
Yeah,
Get in
people always want to
line.
say, "Oh, black people want to make it racial," but I mean, things is what it is. It's still a racial country. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, to be on topic, like what T is, I think this was all about get in line, boy. That's point blank period. Because you can't ain't nobody gonna tell me that boy from New Orleans should have been or not from New Orleans, that New Orleans pick should have been picked over Shedeur. Come on now.
Hey,
27 years
let me
old.
ask
But
y'all. Let
it's
me ask you
hold on
something,
before
Dirk.
you go. Before you go,
I
Q.
definitely I like all y'all points and y'all standpoints. Let me ask you something. Before I get into what I think, anyway. Now I hear all from your standpoint.
What?
So, Dirt, I ask from yours first. It was other black it was other black players in the NFL draft, right? So a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of them. The number one pick was a black player. This ain't the first time these old white people done seen a confident, arrogant black dude. So I don't feel like I personally don't think this had anything to do with black. I don't think this has anything to do with father being in his life. The NFL done seen everything. I think more than anything, I think the Sanders family got it wrong, bro. And I think sometimes when you have a plan and you think this plan is gonna work, if it don't work, then you look for fault in somebody else. Like we was talking
What?
about some weeks ago,
What? Wait. What did you? What you feel they got? What wrong?
like they had it wrong. Like everything might
That
not go the way you wanted to go.
he
No,
ain't
I'm
good
not
as what
saying he
they
ain't
thought.
good. I ain't
No, no,
saying
no.
I ain't.
That no. When you say they overplayed their hand, are you basically saying that because what they thought was he's gonna be a top 5 pick, like what T said, everybody pretty much thought he was gonna be a top 5 pick. So are you saying that that's what they thought of him too? They thought very highly of him when really he wasn't.
I feel like Dion felt like Shador did the work, but I think they relied more on his hype than the actual work. When you look at the actual fundamental work of it, I think they was wrong. Like we said, you can work hard your whole life, do everything the right way, go the right path, and it still might not work out for you. This is what we was talking about with the hard work thing. This is exactly what I was talking about. Sometimes it just don't work out for you. And I'm not saying the NFL ain't necessarily 100% about your talent. It ain't about that. It's about like you do
You
it. It's a
still
job
have to
interview,
be
right?
chose. You still have to be chose by somebody.
Still, and that's what we were talking about. Somebody still got to give you that shot. So I think that's the hardest thing for people to grasp is the fact of, okay, yeah, we've seen him on ESPN. We've seen the risk. We've seen the hype that came behind the Sanders family with Colorado. But now you're going into the NFL. Imagine, I'll say it like this. Imagine going to your new girlfriend and she asks you, what's so good about being in a relationship with you? And you tell her, well, shoot, go ask my old girlfriend. She'll tell you everything. I feel like that's what Shador did. I feel like he came in there, which is nothing wrong with being confident in yourself, but I think he thought that was enough. I think he thought the hype and what he did on the field was enough to where, all right, this gonna happen for me. And it was wrong. I think they really relied more on his notoriety than they did his actual uh the what I'll say.
But
But here's
Quest,
my
you
thing.
you
I feel like that all those things could be true. The issue that I have with is that they made it such a big deal. If you don't like the
Who
man
did?
because
The
he
media?
cocky, yeah, and the NFL, because they wanted to make a point. Like you
They
said,
I don't think they
we
want
don't
to make a
wait,
point.
wait. They done then, like you said, there's been plenty of cocky black players or whatever, or cocky players in general, period.
but
But
Dirt, Dirt,
but
Dirt,
why
hold
him?
that, Dirt. Neither one
Why
of
make
them
it a big deal?
played
If you don't want the boy,
quarterback.
you don't want the boy.
Dirt.
But they've just
Neither
been
one of
playing this
those
thing
black
like
players that y'all can talk about played quarterback.
Say it
None of
again.
them.
Say it.
None of the cocky black players that you can say played quarterback. You can't give me one that's going
well,
into the draft saying that
They want to say Vince. They want to say Vince was
he
Kachi.
didn't. He didn't. He
I'll
wasn't.
say that, but I'm just saying they wanted
He
to start
wasn't.
that rumor though.
He
But
wasn't.
even if they
He
didn't,
wasn't.
Hoppo, even if they didn't, Hoppo, the
They don't
NFL
want no
it's a game. It's a
cocky
game.
brother
It's a game.
being
You
head
That you
gotta
of
play
gotta
the
their
win.
game
football
though.
team.
That you
You
gotta
gotta
win.
play the game though. You gotta play the game. This
You
ain't
can't tell
You
me.
about
gotta
You
that.
can't
win
tell me.
too.
Quit. You
This
can't.
ain't about
Quit. My thing is, no matter how you look at it, those other quarterbacks who got drafted before him, you cannot say are better than him.
Period.
Only
it
one
ain't
is one.
about
Only
that.
one. Only one.
You keep trying to make it about they drafting because you a better player than the next
But I
player. It's
asked,
not about that, bro. It's about
why is it
whether or
if you're
not
trying to
this
win?
team like
Why
you.
is it if
Exactly.
you're trying to
It's about
win?
the
It's about
wins.
it's about whether or not these teams like you, bro. That got way more to
Can I ask
do
you a
than
Hey,
what
question?
your
can
Can I
like
ask you a
pay the
academics
question?
may
bills,
be.
Q? Does
Can I
like
can
pay the bills?
can I ask
Because
you a
if your
question,
fans
They
baby?
don't
don't
come
need
because you
nobody.
losing,
They
Let me
don't
ask
need
Them little
nobody.
babies will tell you that, boy. Love ain't gonna pay
let me
no
ask you
bills.
this,
Huh?
Q. Let me
hey,
ask
trying to
you.
tell.
Can I say this real quick, Q? I'm a Bucks fan. I love Baker. T a Bucks fan, Dirt Bucks fan. You a Steelers fan. Your quarterback is Mason Rudolph. You don't think Shedeur is better than Mason Rudolph?
So you trying to? I'm not. It's not about
I just
whether or
answer
not
the
I
question.
think
Answer the
that.
question.
Just the
Do you know how
question.
many people?
Just just Q. All I'm asking you to do is answer
I
the
never.
question.
I never. Look. You trying to make a point
Yes
that
or
I'm saying I'm
no,
not
Q.
even.
Q? Yes
Q.
or
All I
no?
want is a yes or no. Do you think Mason Rudolph is better than Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he's been in the
That
All right.
nigga
NFL.
sizzling.
All right.
He said, yeah.
He said yeah.
Look.
Okay.
I'm finna explain it to you. See,
Okay.
I think
Please.
we fixated on the part of the talent. The talent, yes, it plays a part in when they pick you, bro. But they still gotta like you. They still, when you walk in that room, somebody still gotta say, you know what? This is the type of attitude we want in the locker room.
And I
This is the
still
type of
gotta
person we
win,
want.
Q.
But you don't.
I
But
He's
still
not
the
gotta win.
guaranteeing
cockiness.
that, Dirk.
Hey
He's not
fellas,
guaranteeing you to
the
win.
cockiness
Wide
never
And
receiver
comes
didn't
from
Rudolph
go
a
out.
is?
He didn't go
And
to the
The
Rudolph
playoffs.
is?
cockiness.
Look,
He
he
didn't go
ain't
to the
wrong.
playoffs.
He ain't wrong, y'all. But the thing is,
I get
how
it.
it always been, the goalposts move when it's convenient.
Yeah,
And
I don't
that's
I
where
believe
understand.
that,
all
G.
they
But
always been
See,
doing it. You
how
know
many
it move
people?
when when it's convenient, Q.
How many
They'll
how many
pick.
receivers how many receivers was better than Antonio Brown that got drafted before Antonio Brown did? A lot of them.
a
A
lot of
lot of them. This has nothing to
them.
do. This has nothing to do with who better than who because they get it wrong. The NFL gets it wrong all the
Oh, that's
time.
what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
But the
Oh
But I'm
yeah,
quarterback
saying,
I know
position,
you is.
oh,
They trying to make
the
it seem like
quarterback, the
he a
quarterback
thousand times
position
better
is
than him. They're
looked at
not
it
picking him
different.
for that.
Okay. I
If you
mean,
go in the
I
interview, bro,
get
if you
that,
go in the
Q, but
interview, if you go in the interview room and me and Hoppo, we got the same qualifications. Hoppo, you've been referred by everybody. In which this what happened with Shedeur. He got referrals from everybody, and then you walk in the job and you do
I
the
don't believe
interview.
in that because some
Listen,
quarterbacks
listen,
have
listen to what I'm
interviewed
saying.
wrong.
Listen,
Some
listen to what I'm
quarterbacks
saying.
have interviewed wrong.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Terrible.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You get referred to a job. All these people that called in and said these great things about you, Hoppo. And then you walk in the room, you do the interview, and they call you back in 2 days and say, "Yeah, no, I don't think you the type of person. I don't think we're gonna choose him." Now you got to respect that. You got to respect that. Like somebody still got to give you that shot. Somebody still got to like you. I think for one, it was a lot of factors in this. They never seen Shedeur compete for a position. His dad has
Okay.
strategically placed him to succeed in every team
Mm-hmm.
he's been on, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now, when
I
you
agree
talk
with that.
about drafting somebody like that,
that's one of the major things that the NFL have right there. What you just said. To
Mm-hmm.
me, I believe that's one of the major things. They don't know if he able to be a leader of men because he haven't had to compete for a job. His father has been with him from little league all the way to college, and he's never had to compete for a position. So they not sure that they can bring this guy into the locker room and he compete and be a leader amongst men without just being handed a position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a quote I seen. It said, what inner wars have you won to be a leader amongst men.
Do you think Peyton Manning competed for his job in high school?
The thing is,
T, that's
hold
a
on.
question. T, just answer the question.
Yes.
Do you think?
Let me answer your question.
Man,
Yes.
get the fuck out
Right?
of here.
Was his daddy the coach?
His daddy was there.
Was his daddy
Was
the
his
coach?
daddy the coach? He answered the
Come on,
question
y'all.
like he
So it's a
told you.
difference. It's a difference. It's a difference whether somebody else coaching you and your daddy coaching you.
Well, Archie
Then,
Manning daddy was the coach, and look what
Q.
happened to Archie.
Q.
Peyton Manning with the Tennessee. Archie Manning, none of them Mannings were the coach at
Q.
Tennessee.
No. I'm talking about the nephew that's playing right now for that's over there at Texas. His daddy was his head coach in high school.
That nigga
T.
And he's
slid
not
by
a starter
Malone.
at Texas.
T.
He wasn't a starter at Texas.
Garbage
T.
ass. He was so busy
Q.
trying to get their
T.
point.
T.
He ain't
Your
even let my shit breathe, Dirt. Go
T.
ahead.
Your senior year, Quet, I want you to think about this. Your senior year at Tampa Bay Tech, did Crum compete for his position?
The who?
Crum.
He ain't had nobody to compete with.
What are you talking about? Hop off. It's already evident and clear that you better.
It just be given. You can't sit up here and tell me Peyton's spot wasn't given also.
There was a time that he had to compete, but once he proved himself, I'm sure he probably did.
That's different. Yeah, I get you. At Tennessee, that's different.
It's a difference, Hoppo. They've never seen him fight for a position. Never. And you think you're going to spend your first round pick,
and that's a valid investment. That's valid.
And he got sacked 100 times. Did the nigga who got picked before him get sacked 100 times in 2 years? No. It's still some factual reasons why they probably said, you know what?
The old line suck too, though. So you can't bring that up.
So ain't none of it his fault, Dirk.
Some of it was his fault too. Some of it was his fault too. But
that's ridiculous. The majority of them was his fault. I'm not taking that other shit. That's ridiculous.
So that's what I'm saying. When you go to the factual reasons why they maybe said we not gonna go first round with you because it's not a guaranteed return.
Do y'all?
Okay.
Do y'all,
so everything
y'all
that y'all saying, that's the same thing about that Louisville.
Y'all think Cam had a better college career than Shedeur?
I think Cam played the game better than Shedeur did. I think he played the overall game better than Shedeur.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Came into the league. He came into the draft real humble. He came in there, no big chain, which I ain't saying that wrong with. He came in there and he played the game. He came in there and played the game. That's how you do.
Be your own kind, boy. What the goddamn chain got to do with anything?
So Steve slid that in there. Came with the big game. I ain't taking nothing wrong with it.
I'm finna explain it, T. I'm finna
explain
explain it.
Nah, I feel you. I'm just fucking with you. Q, I feel you, though. Especially when you're a leader of the team.
I just want to say this, though. Come on, y'all. We sent a meme laughing about the meme of the quarterback from the Saints who got drafted in the second round. He ain't hit shit at the combine.
And that right there, it ain't no explanation for him getting drafted, period.
So you mean to tell me because he interviewed good, you gonna give him a shot?
You gonna pick him?
Fuck
out of here.
It's because of what Q said, though. That's when
almost 30 years
man,
old.
he not. I can like you, but he ain't gonna give me no wins. He ain't gonna give me no wins.
Coachable. I like him. He coachable.
Okay.
All I need him to do
is
manage the game. And I feel like
that's a highest pick to get that kind of shit, though, T. You could have got his ass in the 7th round, guaranteed.
At the combine,
that boy
trash.
On him.
You and Hoppo gonna get fired. If y'all was general managers, y'all gonna get fired if all y'all want to do is win. Y'all gonna pick the worst of players. Y'all gonna pick the worst situations just because they good.
Just like Urban Meyer, huh? Just like Urban Meyer,
bro.
Just like Urban Meyer, right?
They say some guys, some teams want cultural guys. Some teams want cultural guys too, though.
Rudolph is better than Shedeur. You gonna get fired.
Yeah, you is gonna.
You're not, fired, bro. It's a lot of good players in the draft, bro. You talking about Shedeur like Shedeur won 30 games in college, huh, bro? Like you talking like this man was.
But that's a valid point though, too, though, Q. It can go both ways.
If you count Jackson
it can go both ways.
30 games.
Okay, if you count Jackson State, but the NFL not counting Jackson State though. That's what you doing. You looking at you can't tell me he ain't better than
you. Don't think
this shows you this has nothing to do with talent.
You don't think Jackson State? NFL is counting what my boy did at Jackson State.
Do you think the NFL is looking at Jackson State film?
You see, Yes.
No. Why
All
would
right.
they? Why would
All
they? If you
right.
don't play
All
DN or
right.
something, why would they be looking at that?
All right.
You
You
think
know
you
a lot
think
of you know a lot.
you think the NFL finna give you $30 million off your Jackson State film?
They gave it to Steve McNair.
That was so long. But get out of here,
Yeah,
Oppo. Come on,
I'm
man.
just saying you.
Are you saying Shedeur Sanders is better than Steve McNair in college?
No,
Hell
Q.
no, Steve McNair was that guy.
He's
No,
Nah,
no,
giving you a
nah,
no,
reference.
nah, hell
no,
nah, Q.
no. Come on, man. Come on,
See,
now. But boy,
but that's what I'm saying.
boy. See
You
how
trying
you
to
be saying? I
compare
never
other
said this.
people.
See, change the
You trying to
goalposts. Hey,
compare
see,
other people.
yeah, I don't never
You
say
trying to
that, boy. Yeah,
compare
you
other
hell,
people.
boy.
This is what you doing. You trying to compare other people's situation to Shador's. You trying to say, oh, the
No,
dude from so and so
you
wasn't
have a
better than
problem.
him.
You have a problem with the Colorado movement. Just admit to it.
Mm.
We're talking about the draft. We're not talking about
But
Colorado.
you
We're
still,
talking about
but
the
because
draft.
you didn't think, but you have a problem with the Colorado movement.
Was I right or
It's okay to.
wrong? Was I right or wrong though?
I think you had something to do with it.
You can sit up here and come up with 1,000 reasons why this happened,
Woo.
why that happened, but for it don't matter what happens now.
It doesn't.
He
It's nothing because we are here speaking our own opinion. But I would say, from my
yeah.
Right.
own
But the only
opinion,
thing
I
that's
don't think
factual,
all those quarterbacks who got drafted before him are better than him.
only thing that's
Now,
factual, Oppo, is the draft is done. He
it's
did
done.
get
He
drafted
got
in the
drafted in
top
the fifth
10.
round. He
He
got
got
drafted in
drafted
the
in the
fifth round.
fifth round.
In the fifth
And
round.
there's a reason. Now, people love to say, I hope he showed him. I hope he got a chip on his shoulder. And I hope he do this right here. And like I said again, I'm gonna go back to our old conversation. You gotta be okay with it not working out too. You gotta be okay with that. You gotta be able to live with that. You didn't go first round, cool. You still legendary. You still be whatever you want to be. But that was the chance that they took. They thought his his aura and his what came with him was gonna outweigh all of the other stuff that could judge, and it didn't
Be-
work.
because quarterbacks don't come in with that type of aura that he had. Q.
Quarterbacks don't come in to guarantee
And you
you
know why?
wins either.
And you know
They
why they
don't
don't like
guarantee
that?
you wins.
And you know why they don't like that?
Because
Because the
quarterbacks are the
quarterbacks
face
are
of
the
the team.
Thank you right
Yeah,
there,
yeah. The
Almost.
right there.
quarterback.
When the last?
That's and
When the
that's
la- Can you name the last top quarterback pick that won the Super Bowl besides Pat Mahomes?
say what? Say it again.
A top five
Payman.
quarterback that won
Payman.
the Super Bowl
Payman.
besides Pat Mahomes. I mean, first round besides Pat Mahomes.
Payman.
And how long
Dion.
how long ago has Peyton Manning been in the draft? Damn near what? 25, 24 years ago?
This is true.
Now you see me. I'm over here thinking.
So you don't think this plays a part, bro? You don't think NFL teams are thinking about this? Like, man, we ain't guaranteed nothing. Like, we're not guaranteed nothing by getting no quarterback
But I
in
mean,
the
but
in the
shit. I
first
mean,
rounds.
but you got to realize. I mean, I know Tom came in the seventh round and won 10, so I know Shedeur got hope.
Exactly. Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. He still got to do what he do, regardless of whether he got picked. I think for people
Is
that was a win
Mason Rudolph better than him?
in the NFL right now. Yeah, Mason Rudolph ain't the fifth quarterback on his team. That's factual.
That's bad. No,
Yeah,
that's bad.
That's factual.
down
Yeah,
He
bad.
got more wins than Shedeur do in
Down,
NFL.
yeah, he got two. He got
Hey,
two.
hey, I'm gonna tell you a factor that might that
down mean nothing because Brady ain't playing. It's goddamn. You can name somebody that's playing and ask them is they better than Brady. So it don't matter what depth chart you're on.
Yeah.
The
I'm gonna
say
tell you what might mess up Shador, man, going forward though is Dion interfering because if I don't know if y'all seen he got a video, Shador got a video where it shows his whole, draft day, what he did and all that, and after that. And once he got that call where he got picked or whatever, Dion was like, I want to talk to such this Graham or whatever, which the black dude or whatever. Oh, and then it was later posted that he made a remark to the media or whatever, telling some uh best believe I'm gonna have to look it up. Best believe, something gonna happen because my son don't play backs behind nobody or something like that. And I said, come on, Dion, see you finna fuck him up like that because these people already,
well, you
you know what
got
I'm saying?
you got to be careful what they're gonna do with the media now, because they know
Right.
Shedeur is gonna be
Like
hot.
you can't say that.
I'm saying to you, Dirk, you got to be
Oh,
careful with what you believe is true or not,
okay,
because
okay.
they gonna taint
Throw stuff out there.
throw stuff out there, and
I
that's the
got you.
problem too that
I got you.
they're afraid of when these coaches get a player like Shedeur, because they got so much fan base.
It'll be
You
pressure.
It'll be pressure. You on the hot seat, coach. You're on the hot seat with that type of pressure when you have a person with that type of revenue behind him. So, you know, the
That might
managers
save him
like,
too though, because they ain't finna drop that. They see that man got the highest selling
What's his jersey
jersey in the
number?
world. Yeah,
What's his
he don't
jersey
have
number?
one now, so I don't get
So
that.
how much of that you gonna believe in?
Yeah, I was thinking that too when
They,
they were saying it. Yeah,
that's what I'm
That's what
saying. I'm
jersey
like,
number. The
nigga
media
playing
gonna tell you
quarterback
whatever they
number.
want you to tell you, boy. They
I
gonna
Nigga
guess
say
playing
you could
number
say
anything.
pre-orders.
979.
I guess you
He
could
got
say
a draft.
pre-orders.
But that's
So
the thing. They made this draft about Shedeur before the draft even happened. They made this
Yeah,
draft
yeah,
about
it
him.
was behind. It
yeah,
was something that took place that we don't know about,
yeah.
and they not going to
I
admit to
believe
it.
it.
But now you see the things that's coming out saying that all the GMs got together and saying
Take him off
we
your
not
board.
going to do this. Take them off your
Yeah,
board.
I don't
We don't
agree.
know if that's
I
true.
don't think they did that. I don't think 32 general managers said, "Yeah, we're not gonna take him in the top." I don't think they did that, brother.
well, I don't know
It's
why
a
everybody keeps saying 32, because 32 didn't need them.
Yeah,
32
correct,
didn't.
32 didn't need
It's
him.
only about
correct,
the five.
Yeah.
It's about
The first
correct.
the five of the
5 or
17.
6 teams,
Yeah,
5 to
and the
7
Steelers was
teams
one
felt like they
because they got
team.
Mason Rudolph.
They
Any
5 or
team that
7
got Mason
team.
Rudolph need a quarterback.
They picked how many
I ain't,
quarterbacks in the first round? How many quarterbacks they picked
Two,
in the first round?
two, just two.
and
All
I
right. So
ain't gonna
what's the complaint about? What's the
and I
complaint about this?
and I ain't gonna cap though. When Steelers didn't pick him, I
Yeah,
said,
I thought that for
"Oh,
sure. Yeah,
this finna be a long." I said, "This man ain't finna
yeah,
get picked for a good little minute." Once
yeah.
they
That was
skipped
it. Yeah,
over,
one.
but
Yeah,
I
Man, you
think you
talking
made
Mike
it.
but
Tomlin.
the
But
process.
yeah, I was gonna say Q. I
But
think
the
you made this point that like people need to get off timeline. Like he don't make that final say or whatever picking. Now he
nah.
might have wanted Shedeur, but the owner probably stuck to his guns. Like, no, I'm sorry, but we not getting
So
him.
what I was mentioning to you guys before, and we had to pay attention to the NFL free agency and the trades that was made before the draft. Like who knew that Darnold was going to go to Seattle? What's my boy name? Gino was going.
Russell Wilson.
Raiders,
Russell Wilson messed up the
Russell
whole thing.
Wilson
Raiders.
going up
Russell
to the New
Wilson
York.
messed up the
So
whole.
that should all those three moves, guys.
It
'Cause
did that
those
did play a
three
factor
that
too.
guys
Yeah,
was the three teams that we knew needed a quarterback. I knew for sure. I could see him going to the Raiders, especially with Brady being his
that's what
mentor.
everybody thought he was going to the Raiders. But
And
then
No,
once they
y'all
got
remember when
quarterback.
she wore
Geno,
the
I said,
giant
"Oh,
cleats? Y'all remember when
huh."
Shedeur wore the giant cleats? The
That was
blue and
after the
red
fact.
cleats?
That was once he found out the Giants had that high pick, and then he
Yeah,
wore those cleats.
yeah.
So,
So I'm sure
because
he
everybody
felt
thought he
like
was going to the Raiders.
I can't remember
Now, now, now,
the
now,
time.
quick. He is definitely better than the quarterback that the Giants picked.
Why do
Don't
you keep saying
I
he's
don't
Yes.
better
know.
than?
I don't know,
It's not
Joe.
about that though.
I
It's not
can't even
about
argue
that
that.
he's better than him.
I can't even be mad at them picking. I like Dart too, though.
The
Yeah,
thing
now,
is,
now
y'all,
it's
what hurt him
debatable of saying who's better though.
if he would have went and performed I think the combine hurt him. That at the end of the day, I can just leave it there. I didn't realize he went there and did nothing.
Assuming
He
you
just
did enough,
listen,
it's
Hopper,
overplaying your hand.
don't
Assuming you
get
did
caught
enough.
up. He did the combine at his
At pro
stadium.
day, he did his pro day at
Pro
Colorado.
he did.
at
Yeah, I know he did. I know he did his
Yeah.
pro day. But when you at
So
the combine, when you at the combine with the top quarterbacks,
the way this
with
shit
the
is, he is considered the top quarterback.
Right,
So anything he do will hurt him. You
and
think
that's what
about
T
it.
was saying earlier.
If you being considered the top something, anything you do can hurt you more than help you.
That's why I didn't say get out there and throw the ball. I would have get out there and did that. What the shit called when you touch the
Vertical,
ceiling or whatever.
vertical.
Vertical,
How that's gonna
broad
help
jump.
him as a quarterback?
Right.
Just perform. Just do something.
No, Hoppo, but you
He sat there
again,
and just talked to people.
Apo.
because
You
they
know,
lied to him.
I feel you on that because since
I
you
would
brought
have
up
got
Eli,
out. All I'm saying,
since
I
you
would have
brought
got
up
out there and
Eli,
did something.
Apo, since you brought up Eli before, Dirk, I think Dirk I don't know who brought up Eli
I brought
before.
up.
A lot of people saying Eli situation. Let's go over the Eli situation. Eli was the consensus number one pick. Like it was guaranteed that he was going to be the number one pick, and he still
Yeah,
did
because
every single thing. He did every single drill at the pro day and combine. He did every single one of them, and he knew he was going first round still.
yeah, yeah.
And
I said that.
he
I said once I saw that cue, I'm not trying to be funny. I said that hurt him because now, like, I'm okay with you being cocky, but don't come out here and say I'm too good for this. I'm too good to be out here throwing a rock for.
I'm gonna go a step further though, Joe. I don't even care if that was the case. But when you talking some
Hey, I got to shut this thing